So welcome once again to Bury. We are back. We have unfinished business in Bury. Thanks for joining us again, Ed and Lucy, for those of the uninitiated. And for the uninitiated, we were here, how long ago?
Just over a year ago.
Yeah, about a year ago, I had the brilliant idea of coming to take some pictures at Bury Market to test out our XA2s and our photography between us, but I made one error.
Bury Market was closed.
Yeah, I picked the one day it was closed. So it's actually open today. And as last time, I've got some surprise film for you.
Oh,
Ultramax, which we're not massive fans of,
no.
are we? But
it's no ColorPlus.
It's no ColorPlus. But what it is 400 speed.
Yes.
And I think in a fast-moving market environment where there's probably a bit less light, although it's a lovely sunny day, there are bits indoors that 400 speed might be the way to go.
Yeah.
And you've got, what have you got with you, your usual?
I have got my Olympus XA2.
Yeah, I'm twice as good because I've got XA4.
Yeah, I think you've got an advantage this time.
Well, I don't know, you see, it's that thing, you've got a 35mm lens, I've got a 28mm lens. I usually like to go narrower and you like to go wider, so we could probably swap over.
Maybe.
No, I'm very protective of this, this is mine now. But yes, so we've got 36 exposures each. We're going to do mainly the market. If there's not as much as we think, we'll probably go and try a few other bits around Bury. And then should we look at them and score each other again?
Yeah.
Excellent. Right, we'll load up and we'll crack on. We did indeed crack on with our trip to the market. It was about as different an experience from last time as it could be. Every row of stalls was filled with shoppers and there were photo opportunities galore. There was almost too much to focus on, to be fair. Lots of little moments that we kept our eyes and cameras peeled for. The famous Bury black pudding stall had to be shot, but there seemed to be a stall for almost everything. Lucy and I decided to work separately, trying to cover as much ground as possible and only occasionally glimpsed each other as our paths crossed at various points. And of course we couldn't resist a bit of bargain hunting amidst all the photography. All too soon we were out of film and it was time to call it a day. Whew. So that was a very busy hour in Bury Market, very different from last time we were here.
Yeah, could not have been more different. Really, really busy.
Yeah, and I think we both took 36 shots each.
Yeah.
And I think last time we took about 8 because there was nothing to photograph, except the emptiness, which I kind of liked. But this time, totally different, and I think we got some nice shots. I don't think we managed to get anything groundbreaking because you would probably need to spend months here to do that.
Yeah, which you could easily do.
But I think we've got some pictures that show the market and the feel and everything. But proof of the pudding is in the eating. So should we have a look at the photos?
Yep.
Let's have a look at the photos and see what they actually look like. Okay, so here is photo number 1, and I've started with one of mine, of course, and it's just a kind of scene setter. It's probably actually my favourite one that I took. It's just really nicely lit. It's got that feel of the market. It shows the three-dimensionality of it. What do you think of it, Lucy?
I think it's really a really strong picture. It's helped by the lighting through the roof there and picking out some really nice highlights. And I do think I remember this place from the first time and how desolate it was. So for me, it feels like it shows the living, breathing market.
So moving on to Lucy, this is the first one that you chose. We've basically each chosen 10 pictures from the 36 each that we took, and hopefully these are the best 36, or certainly the 36 that we think are the most interesting. So Lucy, what made you take this particular shot?
So I was just really interested in this shop, which sold lots of foodstuffs, and the way it was all organised. So there were just big piles and stacks of a single item. There was one that was all mayonnaise, and this one that was all barbecue sauce, and there were just massive groups of older ladies gathered around it, and the colours and the people just struck me.
And it's one of those ones where I think in the future it'll be really interesting to see the pricing. This is the sort of thing I love about these pictures that I've seen taken in markets back in the 70s and 80s, and you look at the prices and you think, oh my gosh, things have gone up, haven't they? So yeah, I really like that. And the colours are nice. I think neither of us are fans of ultramats, but I think the colour has actually come out quite nicely on this one.
Yes, the colour has popped more than it has in the past. I think a lot of times been shooting outside. Maybe it's the lighting.
Yeah, I mean, I processed these and tried to colour correct them to a certain extent without removing all the colour cast, because I think that's sort of part of the environment. So it's not vanilla, it's not straight out of the camera, but it has got those colours that you would expect from the film. And I think that's one of the nice things about shooting film. But I won't rabbit on about that because that's what I talk about in all these videos. Let's move on to the next shot. And this is another of mine. And I like this one because I managed to segment a really busy scene into individual sections. I don't know if it's obvious, but I was trying to put people in boxes. There's like a box with two people on the right, there's a box with a person in the middle, there's the other person, and it's kind of subdivided up, and that's deliberate.
Yeah, I think for me it really it shows that collection of things that are in the market. So a shoe shop next to a cafe, and it is all just crammed in together with all these people in it. And so yeah, it really sums that up for me.
Yeah, it's a nice hodgepodge of different things, isn't it? And it does tell you when the market is open: Wednesdays, Fridays and Saturdays. If only we'd known that before we went the first time. So the next picture, yet one of yours, Lucy, and I really like this because it's got a dog in it, and you know, if there's a dog in it, I will love it. What made you choose this particular picture to take?
The dog, of course, but also the shop was called Harry Muffin, and I think I saw it last time, but obviously it was closed, and I was really intrigued by it. I like the really bright colours, but yeah, just seeing this guy with his dog, and just liked their positions against everything.
It's really interesting. We actually split up and walked around the market separately. We didn't stay together for most of this. We bumped into each other along the way. And I remember you saying that it seemed huge and like there were loads and loads of stores. But interestingly, we both ended up photographing quite often the same ones, because this next shot is Harry Muffins again, and I chose to photograph that completely independent of you, but I've gone for a very different angle on it. It's a lot more close up and a lot busier. Also, I'm afraid it's slightly blurred, and this is one of the issues that I've got with all of these pictures. Well, not all of them, but the ones that I chose, part of the reason I chose these 10 were they were the 10 that were the sharpest. There was less light than I thought there was in the market, and using a camera which has no controls that you can tell, especially when you're shooting from the hip, whether it's bright enough. Maybe I should have used 800 film. But anyway, did you have any issues shooting with this particular film and these particular cameras?
Yeah, there were some pictures that I got that were soft. I think because I was trying to take things so quickly that I wasn't always focusing on whether I was really stable or not.
So this next shot, this is one that you took, and the interesting thing about it is we both took pictures of ourselves taking pictures, again independently. One of my favourites of mine, actually. I didn't think it was going to be, because it's actually quite a busy frame and there's a lot going on in it, but it kind of works, I think.
I think I hadn't, when we went before, I hadn't appreciated that about the place, that it was full of cafes as well within the shops, and that it was like a meeting place for people. And I think where the mirrors are good in both this picture and the other one, you've taken a picture of a cafe and we're in the mirror and you can see behind that there's a clothes shop, whereas I took a picture of the sunglasses shop, but in the mirror behind you can see that I think it's like a pizza stall. You get those layers of what the market is about and what it's for and the people in it.
And I bet you're glad you got this one, aren't you?
Yeah, I think this is my favourite photo of the day. It's not quite as I saw it, because I was obviously shooting with the XA2 and it was a little off what I saw through my viewfinder. But no, I'm really happy with this one. Just the colours, the layers again of things, and then just picking out the single figure in the middle.
Yeah, I really like this. It's interesting. we both took pictures that are very much us. I sort of took lots of food pictures and cafes and people eating. You took lots of haberdashery and clothes and shoes and things like that. I love the way there's this single figure picked out in the middle. I think if this was on medium format and shown big on a wall, it would be amazing. Because it's 35mm, I kind of wish he was just a little bit bigger in that frame, not taking up the whole of that middle section, because then you wouldn't get the contrast between the bright colours and the darkness. But it's just really hard to see that there is actually a person. I still love it. I still think it's a really, really nice picture. And here's another one you took, again, haberdashery?
Yes, haberdashery, where I also bought some buttons. And I just liked how their faces were obscured by the ribbons.
So what's going on here?
There's just lots and lots of fabric. And there is a shot here that I didn't take that I wish I had taken, because there was actually a guy sat within all the fabric, and I think that would have been great, but I didn't. You always regret, always hold on to the ones you didn't take.
Yeah, I've got pictures very much like this, but with a figure in them, which means I actually kind of like the fact that there's that absence here. But yeah, in a classic way, I guess it would make it a fantastic environmental portrait. But I just think the busyness of the colours and the detail there, it's kind of more interesting almost without. So this one, yeah, I said I was taking lots of pictures of food, and I was trying to get all the different kinds of food. So the cafes, the butchers, the fruit and veg store, which I really like. And again, it's one you took as well, because if you can see, there's a little bit of yellow backpack poking out of the right hand side of this picture, and I think the next picture you will see that in a little bit more clarity.
I spotted this lady probably after you just moved away, and I think this is probably my second favourite photo, just because of the really clean colours: green, yellow, red.
And this one, again, vegetable. I wanted to try and get close up, and this was shot from the hip. I shot a few from the hip, and most of them were either too blurry or somebody just walked in front and it was just a blur of somebody's back. But this one kind of worked. I think it's important when you're doing a series of pictures to try and get lots of different distances, so that you've got some bold close-ups and you've got some showing the whole context with lots of detail from far away.
It does really give a sense of the place and the activity that goes on there. I wish I'd shot a bit more from the hip. I just wasn't feeling confident enough.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling particularly confident that day. We'd had a number of sort of mishaps on the way, which meant that we were a bit pushed for time. And I was very much wanting to just make sure I got something and be done. So I think I should have been a bit more adventurous. So back away from the foodstuffs and just trying to get some life at the market, I took this picture because I was interested in the sorts of people that were there. And this guy stood out because of his blue hair and his illustrated top. But unfortunately, it's blurred. It's both, there's some motion blur in there, and I think also the focusing was set slightly too close. So he's slightly blurred, which I think spoils it. But I wanted to include it just because it's a different kind of picture from the other ones I took. This one technically is really good. Again, because I was outdoors, so there was slightly more light and everything was sharper. But I like the way I caught lots of activity, lots of things going on, lots of little mini stories, and it gives a bit of context to the market as well. So I think that's quite a nice one.
Yeah, actually, I think this is my favourite one of yours. You can look at different bits of it and each bit tells a different story, and it's quite clearly placed within the market, and the light that you've got coming through, great composition.
Thank you, I'll take the compliment. And this is the last one of mine, and it's kind of different from all the others, and it's more my kind of picture because it looks like it could have been taken on our first trip there with nobody around. It appealed to my slightly dark sense of humour.
Yeah, I was going to say it has got a sense of humour, and also it's just a sense of place as well. And it's, yeah, it to me, as a British person, it just very much says British market.
So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that slideshow. Lucy's off to do her vintage clothes now, and I have just got to say thank you so much for watching. I'll be back very soon with another video. Please do like, share, subscribe so you don't miss it. But until then, take care of yourselves, enjoy your shooting. Bye for now.